I had some people give me a helping hand when I started out. Little things here and there, and you need it.
I hope you can give it a great, great welcome live for Radio X. It is 10 Ton! Better than me. Put your hands together. Jay Bird! Great expectation. Yonica! Teacher, I become a creature.
What inspired you to be a musician?
Other artists, ultimately. Like a motorcycle club, Neil Young, Bob Dylan, I found it all.
Most of the reason that I do music is down to the Beatles.
Son House and Julie Kimbrough.
The Smiths were another one, so when I was like 14, 15, started getting into them. I think the lyrical content's really good for that sort of age. It's like fitting, I think.
But heaven knows I'm miserable now.
I've always been a show-off as a kid, you know, there's videos of me at like 2 with like a microphone stand. Listen to me, grandma. It's kind of having this thing inside that just felt like I could do it.
I gotta read you out,
I was playing drums before that. Kind of did all the like paradiddles and all the like rudiments and stuff, but that was quite boring. So that kind of guitar was a lot more fun.
A family friend used to play, and I remember seeing it as quite magical, and I was just like, oh, it just opened doors.
Talk about the guys that work so we feel ego central.
Trying to learn it, well, it's a bit of a nightmare.
I learned to sing, I guess. When I was about 11, I always wanted to do this, and I'd be singing around at my mum's house like 24/7, and they'd get so annoyed with me because I couldn't really sing then.
Bar chords, come on man, I gotta do this. Fingers get a bit knackered and whatnot, but I think if you want to do anything enough, you can do it.
I started learning when I was like 11 or 12, just like in my room on my own.
My dad had the big like illustrated songbook, so I started with The Help and then Hard Day's Night, and then kind of went through it all like that.
15, that's when I kind of started playing with friends, and I think that's when you really start learning, when you actually join a band.
It gets quite hard sometimes when you doubt yourself and you're like, oh, I don't know if this is good, but when you can bounce off of other people, it's really special because, you know, you keep each other up when things aren't going so well. On my own, I probably wouldn't be as strong, I don't think, as an artist, but with the boys I feel really strong because we all help each other and we're there for each other, supportive, and it's just really nice to kind of have another brain of ideas, like musically.
I can't tell someone whose first instrument is the drums necessarily how to play the drums better. So I think it's more about that communication in a studio environment of being like, can you maybe just do this? And then they put their own vision in it, and then you just get this combination of, you know, similar minds.
I did have a band very briefly. We played in one school assembly. We did I Bet You Look Good on the Dance Floor by Arctic Monkeys. Yeah. There's that bit in the song where it like builds up and then has to stop and then starts back again. But that stop was so bad. I came in too early, I think, so it kind of was a bit of a mess. But yeah, nobody else was really that into putting as much time into it as I was. So I was just always playing at home and always writing songs at home. Everybody else kind of just drifted off, so I just carried on.
Everybody knows, but nobody really knows.
It's so much easier because I can just write the songs. I don't have to teach them, well I do now, but I don't have to teach them to anybody. And also those open mic nights, I can just rock up. I could rock up by myself and kind of, it was so much more flexible.
And you find someone who loves you and you weren't even trying.
You know, it's my album, it's my name on the tin. So I've got to be happy with it. But the songs that I write, you know, I write every song by myself, and then I bring it to the table with these musicians, and I say what I've been listening to, I say what I like, and I say a lot of no's. I'm always like, don't like that, don't like that, don't like that. And then, lo and behold, you kind of whittle it down to things you do like and what you are hearing inside your head.
Military march, in and out my head. Everything I did, everything I said. Take it to the edge, for your happiness. Or spread it like a lark, sing it for nothing. I can go dark.
How do you keep a band together?
Yeah, you definitely have to have a relationship. We've had loads of fights. It's usually only when we're on tour and we're like with each other all the time. But we've really learned like a nice balance now, so we don't fight too much. But obviously you've got to have your little bit. You know, it's not a relationship if it's like you're constantly just like, I love you guys. It's not like that all the time, is it? But a lot of the time it is.
So what was the next step? To get a gig?
Yeah, pretty much.
My first gig, I think it was a competition. I think it was like an open mic or something along them lines. You feel like jelly and horrible and ugh. And I remember getting on stage and the judges were like, yeah, you're really sad for a 13-year-old. The music's very sad.
I'm alone out here. You know this noise.
Kind of went off and got sadder.
I just booked the show. We didn't even have Alex yet. It was just me, George and Rob. And I was like, oh, we want to play a show. I was like, if we don't do it now, we're probably not going to do it. And he was like, yeah, okay. And then I just booked this show and we had like a month to write like 5 songs. So I was like, ooh, okay, let's go guys, let's go.
Yeah, it was good to have that pressure.
Like you've done this before. Oh, it's nothing.
But yeah, my first gig was in a pub in my hometown in Hertford to about 5 people. And I snapped a string. I remember I used to play songs that weren't fully done either, which is the stupidest thing ever. So I just used to make up the lyrics to the verses as I went along. And then I listened back, one of them got recorded at one of the later gigs. I listened back to the other day, it's just me mumbling. The verse is just like,
When I got to London, I remember being online up until 3 in the morning, just being like, hi, my name's Jay Bird, here's a link to my music, please let me play your venue. Hi, my name's Jay Bird. I remember I did like 120 festivals and none of them said yes. And I actually got an email later on, no, I'd released music and people, yourselves have been playing it, being like, do you still want to play? I said, no, I don't want to play. He said, no. You know what I mean? Turn me down.
Funny hearing like old recordings and things like
I had a
that,
drum and stuff as well. I would tie it with ribbons. I was really, I was just learning what I wanted, what I didn't want. And I'd like tie it with ribbons and they'd get stuck on each other every time and I'd be like...
Still have a note on my phone that's just all of the open mic nights and all the numbers and email addresses and stuff like that. And I'd always have to play pretty early as well because the trains didn't run that late. So they'd be like, oh, you've played a couple of times now, we'll put you on later on. I was like, I can't. I need to go on first because otherwise I'll miss my train home.
People listening to what you're saying and wanting to hear more of it. It's just lots of that, isn't it, really? Getting noticed.
Thank you so much.
Well, I recorded one of my songs and I put it on Spotify. I also made CDs and something to record labels and management companies and stuff like that, which I don't know if that was helpful at all. I don't know if anyone actually listened to them.
I didn't release music for a really long time, even though I was constantly making it, because I never felt it was right. I never felt it was recorded properly, and I didn't want to do acoustic because I felt people are too quick to be like, you're acoustic artist, there we go.
I bet you never thought about that, did you? I can see my business, and I don't want to get involved. If you think that she's good, I think you should be there.
I was working 2 jobs, one in a pub and one at a school, so I was kind of just, I knew I didn't want to do that, so I was happy to put in as much time as I had, really, just constantly chipping away.
I think I have had a lot of rejection through the whole process. I mean, when I first, was trying to talk to people from industry or whatnot, it was almost like, so you like country music? No, thank you. It was very much like that, and I was like, yeah, but no one else likes it, so that's why I think there's something in it.
You get less bothered about people saying no to you as well. It's just like, okay, no gig there, let's try again.
I'm not going to sit here and say you wake up the next day and you feel more powerful. And it's a long-term battle with yourself of kind of, you get upset and then you're like, I still really want to do this.
Your friends and family are always going to say it's good. That's kind of their job. So it's when people outside of that inner circle are kind of noticing it and kind of praising it, it's when you're kind of, okay, this might be a thing.
The most rewarding part is playing live when you see everyone singing the words back at you.
The feeling, you just want more and more of it.
I want people to like the music and the new songs. I care so much what people think.
There's nothing better than just playing music live.
X.